Today we're going to be talking about one of the largest association scandals to ever hit Miami-Dade County, and today I'm in the community of hammocks. And it's crazy to think how much power these associations have to literally dictate and control your life. Now, I do want to say this and preference this because even though you live in an association, it's important that you do your due diligence and research when it comes to living in these communities, because if you let these association board members do whatever they want, they're going to do whatever they want, and they're going to make your life difficult, just like they did to this couple and many other people. Now, the story starts off with two former residents, Lourdes and Nicholas Pardone, who lived in this community for 3 decades and had no issues with anybody in the association until one day they started receiving threatening letters from the association board claiming that they were owed thousands of dollars in assessment fees because the couple did not maintain the property to meet the standards of the community. Now, the couple tried to fight back. They showed proof. They did everything that they could to prove their case, but with a looming foreclosure over their property, they chose to list the home, sell it, cash out, pay the fines, and move on. Now, for many years, many residents were complaining about the board, which was a very common theme within this community. A lot of the residents were not happy with the board members. They didn't feel that they were doing what they were supposed to do. And granted, most of these people that come on here are not getting paid to manage associations. So when you give somebody a power like this community, for example, Hammocks has over 18,000 residents that live in here, the ability to control that many lives, power corrupts weak-minded people. And that's what happened here. Now, authorities were eventually tipped on what was going on here, and in 2017 they began to look into the shady records and financials that this community was doing. It finally took 5 years for authorities to arrest 4 ex-board members and 1 husband of a former president of the association. And this is where it gets really interesting. The claim was this: they stole over $2 million from association dues, and they were siphoning it to different businesses that the association was supposedly using. Now, back in 2015, Ms. Gallego rose to power and basically was able to win membership within the association, and many residents were happy and open arms willing to receive her. But unfortunately, like I said earlier, power corrupts even those that have the purest intentions. Funds were siphoned from the association to 5 companies, and 2 led by her husband. And like I said earlier, he was pretending he was doing all these different services. And crazy enough, in 2016, just 1 year of her in power, they were able to take $1.1 million from the association. Now, just to give you some perspective on how large this community is, there's roughly 6,500 homes. There's over 3,800 acres. And like I said earlier, there's 18,000 residents living here. And this community is bigger than some smaller cities in the state of Florida, which is wild how a small group of people had this much power and oversight over the lives of so many residents. This is the worst part out of all of this. Most of the legal fees were covered by the association. So all these claims, allegations that the board members were fighting, they were pulling money from the association to fight this. So it's not even fair. How are you going to hold these people accountable if they're using your own money to fight against you? So that's why something like this could go on for so many years, because the association has access to millions of dollars that they're collecting from all these dues. And if you want to fight them, they're going to retaliate against you with legal penalties. They're going to send their attorneys after you, and you're just a little guy in the big pond. And at the end of the day, this is something that definitely needs to be corrected, and unfortunately, it shouldn't have happened this way. As I wrap this up, I want to open your eyes and let you know that you are not powerless. The power is in your hands. Don't think that because you live in a large association, for example, like this one, you do not have the ability to speak. We all have the right to present our opinions and our beliefs, and the moment you stay silent is when things like this happen. So you need a voice, you need to communicate, and you need to be present within these board member meetings and hold them accountable. For example, why are they hiring these landscaping services? Or why are they doing these random projects that don't make sense? That is your part as a community member to go in there and voice. Because unfortunately, the authorities and the government really do not get involved here in the state of Florida when it comes to these associations. They really have a hands-off approach and let the association manage their issues. Now, a case like this that's so massive and all these issues that are starting to become present within the associations, At some point, government bodies are going to have to get involved and regulate these associations to ensure something like this never happens again. So if you live in an association and you feel that they're treating you unfairly, you need to voice your opinion, and at the end of the day, trust but verify. Make sure that they're doing their job, and at the end of the day, even though it may seem that nobody cares what you think or that all these things that they're doing is being pushed aside, if you speak loud enough and you present it with facts and you do your due diligence, it will come to light. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to get the community involved, and don't be scared to speak. And if you enjoy this type of content, what are you waiting for? Give me a follow and drop in the comments down below if you're going through something like this similar within your own community. You may live in Florida, you may not live in Florida. I would love to know how you guys are handling this, and if there's a similar case like this in your state, I want to know how the authorities are going about it. Are they more proactive? Are they reactive? Let me know in the comments down below. And again, if you enjoyed this type of content, give me a follow. Have a good one.